and gentlemen, welcome to the 2010 Virginia State 9-ball championships here in Midlothian, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. And we are here at Diamond Billiards, our host facility. And I'm joined, this is Max Eberly, and I'm joined by J.R. Calvert. What's up, J.R.?
Hey, how's it going, Max?
Pretty good, man.
Glad to be here.
Thank you.
To be here. Hello, everybody. Just checking some things. Well, we have a pretty good match here in front of us here. I'm not familiar with Greg Ferguson, but I am familiar with Brandon Shuff, basically our defending champion. Have you ever got to play him?
We have never played, actually. I know him, he's a friend of mine, and we never played. Greg I'm a little familiar with, but not his game. I know him from the Obelisk Club, but he's a super nice guy.
Right. Cool.
He has quite a resume.
Yeah, you know, we have these guys fill out these bios, and he's one that we'll give him good marks on penmanship and his content. It looks like he went to town for us here, so we'll have a lot to say about Greg during the broadcast here. Brandon's getting ready to kick off the set here with his break, and classic break, runs straight into him, Park Whitey right in the center.
Yep.
Now, Brandon's been playing along the way here throughout the last year pretty well, actually. Now, last year was a pretty big year for him because he won the NCS National 8-ball title. So, you know, he had a pretty good year. He won that, he won this. Did pretty good at the Open from what I understand, and has been, chunking along, getting some victories. But it's one of those things. Everybody goes, oh well, he doesn't have a title, that's meaningful. Well, this is a pretty tough tournament to win, and so is that NCS. And I know a lot of players that have never got a title, that played great pool, So I'm interested to see how well he's going to be playing. Looks like he just turned 27 too.
Yeah.
So about a week and a half ago, his birthday. So.
Well, I think he won about 13 or 14 matches in a row to win that NCS because he lost his first round. So it was a pretty good victory there. And yeah, he plays solid. He plays in the green room. He plays some one pocket real well too. The action room, wherever that may be.
Wherever it finds itself. Now he did an interesting shot here. Is he didn't want to bank everything on the fact that he could kick that one ball and maybe not even just scratch by going straight through the one. He chose to tie up the balls, and he's going to make Greg either break the balls out or obviously go down and play good enough position to make another safe. And I really agree with that, with all the blockers that he has on the way from the 1 to the 2. So this could be pretty interesting. Well, I guess the 2's right there in the center above the 9-ball, and that's the 4 below the 6. He tied up the 6 and the 4. Oh, wow. See, I don't know whether I agree with that shot. But at least he was giving it a whirl and coming down here and having something to work with, where he knew that if he made the 2, he's going to be really easy to get on the 3. I'm a little eager to see what he's going to do here.
Look at this. No, I thought the 2 was heading in.
Okay. Well, if you're Brandon, you're pretty much saying that Greg just fell into your trap. At this point here, you're back to the table. You were safe. You tied up the balls. You don't have an out, but at least you're back to the table, and your situation is improved, dramatically. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't try and tuck Whitey underneath the 4-6 somehow, and just takes the 2 down by the 8. Oh, I guess it goes.
Right.
Well, okay.
Well, this will be interesting. Let me know what he can do here. I think it might be possible to cut the 4 in if he lands on it. That's what he's looking at, seeing if he can just slice it in, run out. If not, then he can play a safe, just leave the cue ball behind 6 and hit the 4 ball out of there, 3 rails.
I really see that if he just takes the cue ball underneath the 9, keeps on that line, he either has the choice to safe or pocket the 4 ball and run 3 rails with the cue towards the 9.
Oh,
I don't always agree with that. That's a pretty good shot, but if he catches the top just right, you know, that things can get really funky there. He can be all the way down table and straight in or where he's at. But he should get out of this. Wow. It's movement on that ball, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. This is pretty tough right there. I think he can cut the 5 and go 2 rails underneath between the 6 and 8. Bump the 9. Or go behind the 9 and back out to the middle of the table. That's just my guess.
Well, I think I'd try and hit this shot with a little inside, high inside, and see if I can go in between the 6-8 with the cue. Okay, he got away with it. It ran into it. I think he's all right. The 7, he has 2 types of pockets that he can be going with.
2 types.
Yeah, two different. I mean, he either can, just cinch this shot and let it go, the cue hang towards the 9, keep it an angle, shoot the 7 down the corner, and come back across for the 8 ball. Or he can follow up and maybe try and get below the 7 so that after he pockets it, he can just come around. Because I wouldn't want to run 3 rails off of that 7 ball. See, I think he was on the 50-yard line with the 7 there. I mean, just barely hung that ball. These diamonds are unforgiving. I mean, this is whoever comes out of this tournament is truly going to be a champion for sure.
Forged on the diamond table. He came in a lump of coal and he left a diamond. Diamond billiard products.
No, it's not like they're a sponsor or anything, folks, but we're not beyond shameless plugs here at Inside Pool. We'll just let that go. Uh-oh. Well, I think he's going to get away with it. Now this is the timeless shot. Kill it or run it. Which would you do?
Probably go up, hit it with high right, go up and down.
He might just play safe. Stop the cue ball.
Look at this. I thought it was.
This is where the guy gets out the jump cue. And I'll be honest, I'd be surprised if Brandon does not pull out a jump cue on this shot. I mean, he played it smart. He didn't put the 8 down by the pocket, because then you're asking the guy to make it.
Right. That was smart. That was good thinking.
Just a little bit funny that he left him such a small portion of the ball to get over. Okay. Brandon's scratching his head, and let's see if he got lucky here. Right on the 50. I think, I do believe that Greg's probably just going to go ahead and pocket this in the side pocket and run 4 rails. Run right into the second diamond up here.
Right.
But, yeah.
Advertised by J.R. Calvert, our statistician of the day.
Making it sound like I know everything, but really don't. Stick around, folks. I'll get the next 20 wrong.
The Highlander, J.R. Calvert. I know everything.
Well, it looks like Greg jumped up to the first game here, take a 1-0 lead. For everybody just joining us, I'm J.R. Calvert, joined by Max Eberly in the booth. You're watching the Virginia State 9-ball championships here at Diamond Billiards in Midlothian, Virginia. That's Richmond to the rest of the world. Everybody else that's from Richmond, they know exactly where Midlothian is. But anyway.
They know what it means, the word Midlothian.
I don't know what it is. Give me an education. What does it mean?
I forget. It's something. Some guy with philosophy on warfare. Use food and as a weapon in warfare.
Oh,
Something
excellent.
strange like that.
Perfect. Just right there below mustard gas. So, Dr. Death, mustard gas, and Midlothian, right? There we go. Well, you know, Greg hit that rack pretty good, and Brandon came out of it very nice. I mean, he got a nice little likable roll there, but he was playing for it, and I got to give him that. I think that was a smart shot to go for, since there was so much traffic to go any other direction. I really like this Simonis blue cloth. I mean, took me a little while to get used to the tournament blue. From looking at it, but I run into other colors now, and I really find myself yearning to see that bright blue. I mean, these balls really stick out. Have you noticed that?
Actually, I was kind of partial to the deep maroon at Hollywood Billiards during their Seminole Tribe event. No, I'm just kidding. No, I love the blue. The blue
I was going to go with it, man.
Yeah, the blue is the best. It's amazing. I mean, I love the green too, but the blue is awesome.
Yeah. Well, blue is Inside Pool's corporate color, and
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's always been my favorite color. So yeah, it's you know, I'm partial to blue.
So you're in with the UN Inside Pool, like UN blue. No, I'm just kidding.
Not quite. All right. Back to the match.
All right.
Brandon's making pretty easy work of this, and you know, he's pretty anxious to get a notch on the board here too. He wants to tie this up.
You know who came up with the blue color?
No.
Diamond Billiard Products. They did the research, like extensive research on what's the best for the eyes, and they came up with this color blue. It's really like diamond blue.
Oh.
The Diamond Billiard Products. They found out the best color.
Excellent.
Nice
So not
round.
just a great playing table, a bunch of smart guys that
Yeah.
get together
Yeah.
and make sure that we have a better time playing.
Right?
Hopefully we play better, but you know, they had to do something. The darn pockets are so tight. You know what I mean? You gotta hit the ball perfect, or you gotta sit down.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love it, but until it's me that misses, of course. But you know, it's pretty good. You know, as far as tables go. Is there any table that you'd much rather play on than a diamond?
No, I love playing on diamonds and Brunswicks, and there's a couple of European tables I like, as far as like Lehmacher and the Gabriels,
Gabriel.
quality tables. But diamonds are great. Yeah, I love playing on those, especially the Derby City Classic. And they're just probably my favorite table. Plus they're real nice looking too.
Yeah. Well, it's 1-1, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, both players, I don't think have touched the rail with the cue ball after the break. The first two breaks, the cue ball hasn't touched the rail. Well, okay, then I'll shut up. Nope, he didn't touch a rail this time either. But he did come up dry. And it's really tough to see. I think he might be able to cross over this ball and take a shot at the 9 if he really wants to go for it, because I think the 5 ball would be a natural 3-railer for the cue to run up into there, and you know, being that the other 6 balls on the table would probably be running blocker, it wouldn't be the worst shot, but I don't think I'd play it at this point. And this is why.
Wow.
You know, you hit it a little bit thin, and you know, you've got a farm for sale, 2 horses and a tractor.
Yeah, hit it kind of hard and thin, huh?
Yeah, yeah. But this is a wide open table, and if you're Brandon, I mean, you know, for the people that would wonder why he wouldn't shoot that 9, he's really wants to get the lead in this match. Even though this is all tied up, he at some point has to get Greg to think, wow, this match can run away from me at any point, you know, and he's going to see if he can intimidate Greg a little bit. I mean, if you never have a lead in a match, you can't win.
Right.
So he has to get accustomed to having a lead at some point, too.
Not wasting any time.
we were discussing with one of the matches earlier that we commentated on the 1-2-3 delivery that the player had. The difference between that player, Danny Money, or is it Mastermaker?
Yeah, Mastermaker.
I think, and Brandon is right now. Brandon is executing. He's doing the shot that he visualizes,
Right.
and he's taking that step further. Anybody can pull the trigger in 3 strokes. It's whether you pull the trigger and perform the stroke that you're visualizing, and I think that's the difference in the 2 players right now. So it's 2-1, and I don't know whether we've actually seen, but 1 ball missed, right?
Seen 1 ball go in.
I think Brandon missed the 7 or the 8 ball in the first game. But other than that, it's been some safeties that have been botched, but nothing to a point where somebody's just flat out missing balls.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a good match here. Yeah, I want to see this. I want to see how great he handles it. He's won some straight pool tournaments, including the '96 Obelisk Billiard Club Straight Pool Championship. He's in the Hampton Roads Billiards Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Pretty cool. Straight pool champion of Europe in 1986.
So he can play.
Yeah, he can play.
He can play. Well, if he saw that quirky bank on the 1 towards the 9 from, the table, is obviously he can play. And now I don't think the cue ball touched the rail again, so we have 4 breaks just to show you the control. I mean, you might not break 4 breaks out of 10 and not have the cue ball hit the rail.
Right.
With a little bit of power. So these guys are in control. Now Brandon, of course, has broke 3 of those times, and Greg once. That's a nice shot. What I liked about that shot is that he didn't try and get underneath the 2 with draw, because generally he'll put that 1 ball, put too much speed on it. There he tried to use the side spin on the ball and swing it under the 2 and create a net.
Yep.
Great shot.
That's one of my favorite bank shots. I love shooting that shot, and it's pretty to watch somebody make it.
I think it's one of the ones that you can judge a little bit better. When it's within a diamond or so that it got to climb up, you know that it's going to pull up about a half a diamond, and you just make your bank after that.
Feel shot.
Yeah.
He didn't have much else, though. There wasn't much of a safety there. So.
No, you're right. You're right. And the fact that it's such an easy bank, and that, chances are, he was going to sell out if he tried to make a safety. Why not? I do agree with going down swinging if you are going to go down, but at least give yourself a chance to win, and that's what he did. He played a smart shot.
Now the main thing is just from the 7 to the 8, getting on the 7.
Well, he wants to keep a little bit of an angle, because all he has to do is hit the rail a little bit. Well, this is good. This could get funny, but I think he'll be able to miss the 9 on the way down and get on the other side of the 8. Okay, what do I know? The biggest ball in the world, right?
He's just shooting from the hip.
Yeah. Well, he might not like this. Okay, he did get by the ball, or by the pocket, but he forgot that one part about the 8 ball. I thought he had made it. I looked away for just a second to watch the cue ball. That's a little lighter than what I thought he was going to hit it, but he should be okay here.
This is a tester, very missable shot. He did it. Passed the test.
Yeah, he did pass the test. I don't know whether I would have shot that ball and let the cue ball go that close to the side.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I might have drawn that ball into the corner, let it swing. I know it's going to run a safe path after that, and I know that I'm not relying on rolling. You get to put a full stroke on it, and the other one you're trying to beat a scratch by rolling. So
he's real happy. Now look how quickly these balls are racking, and I'm guessing that they're all really tight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, definitely. They're you can tell. Balls are spreading everywhere. It's just some guys aren't making balls.
Tight Rack, what, do they have a website? Is it like tightrack.com or something?
I think it is tightrack.com. They're one of the sponsors. It's a great rack represented here in North America by Grace Nakamura. Nice lady, great lady actually. She's going to be doing some things with the border battle up in Canada. She's from Canada. I believe she's going to be repping that match on Monday, so she wasn't able to come down and join us here, but she sure wanted to. And we missed out. It was our loss. She's a great person. For those of you just joining us, this is the VA State 9-Ball Championships. We're here at Diamond Billiards in Midlothian, Virginia. I'm J.R. Calvert. I'm joined in the booth by Max Eberly, Mad Max. Max, what do you got going on nowadays? I understand you got the boot camp. Tell us a little bit about the boot camp.
Yeah, it's a free 8-day pool mastery boot camp delivered to your email inbox every few days with a new video where I show and explain something that you can do to help the game.
This is free. Yes, free. Unbelievable. Folks, Max, he hates money because he just wants to teach everybody pool for free. Come and see him.
Well, of course, then, I have a link to my DVD which is for sale. But if I make a first to sign up for my special offers, where I get a discount for being a member of my boot camp and just on my email list and stuff. And I also have a book, Zenpool, which I came out with the second edition recently.
Oh, really?
Beautiful cover. My buddy down in Virginia Beach designed the cover, and I have 4 new chapters in there.
Excellent.
So for everybody who got the free ebook online, you didn't get these 4 chapters, so you need this second edition.
So he does like money, folks. You can buy stuff from Max.
Plus Peach Hour Qs, they're my new Q, and I'm a distributor for Peach Hour.
Excellent.
So I'm real happy about that because I've always loved Peach Hour, and now I have a great new Peach Hour Q, and I'm selling them online. So it's pretty cool. Another thing real quick, JR, is I have this affiliate program where people can tell other people about the DVD and my other products, and then they can get affiliate commission just for sending out an email. And when people click through on the link, they're going to have credit for that link, and they'll get that percentage. So
webmasters that might want to, make money, get a little bit into billiards, they might be able to team up with you and do some things.
Sure.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yes, it's exciting. Webmasters or league operators who have like a list of 100 or a few thousand league members, they can just send an email out, and anybody who buys, they get a percentage without having to buy any inventory or stock or ship or anything.
See, that's all good stuff there. It's nice to hear. I mean, it's the ability to take your name, share your ideas, share your info, make a brand out of your own name, and you're doing that right now. I mean, whether it's being an artist or whether it's being a player or, delving into the business world a little bit. It sounds like you're well-rounded, and right now you're a model for a lot of younger players. So,
Thanks.
Congratulations. You should be proud.
Thanks. Got a lot of good teachers and mentors over the years.
This just in. Matt, you want to give us the update here? We have a little bit of news. How we do things here at the Virginia State Open is obviously we give away cash for the winners, but generally in the past we've given away one U.S. Open 9-ball entry fee. But this year we're giving away 3, and 2 of those are going to the top 1 and 2 finishers. So both guys you see in the finals will be paid entries into the U.S. Open. But the next one was the highest finished woman, And just by chance, I guess what we have in this particular zone is, a playoff. Max, you want to give us a little bit of information?
Yeah, we have a playoff tomorrow at noon between Sherry Bruner and Angie Hawkins. And they'll play this playoff to determine the ladies' top finish. So the winner of that match is going to go into the U.S. Open.
And I imagine we'll be streaming that live just to, let everybody sweat that out and see what we got going on.
Yeah.
No word on what it's going to be. It could be a race to one for all we know, but I doubt that it's going to be something that short. I think for the importance of what we're doing here, I'm sure that promoter Joshua Dickerson will probably put a regular race to it, and we'll probably be able to stream it and see who the first woman to ever be sent from the qualifier here to go to the U.S. Open, who it'll be. So it'll be one of those two, Sherry Bruner or Angie Hawkins.
That's cool. Now, is this the first time the U.S. Open has been open to women?
First time ever. First time ever. In the past, promoter Barry Berman did refrain from permitting the women in, but I guess he's changed how he perceives that to be going down. And it might have a little bit with the economy, the participation in the last 2 years.
Right.
Barry just might be getting a bigger heart. I don't know, If you're listening, Barry, just kidding. No, not really. When the guy isn't even here to defend himself, I see how it is. No, Barry's a good friend, and he's somebody that has been promoting the event pool for 30 years now. And
one of a kind.
Sure is.
Berman.
Yeah, sure is.
So that's cool. We're going to have the first, whoever wins that playoff is going to be the first lady signed up, or are there some other female pros who are signed up already?
I think Sarah Rousey was the first woman that was signed up. And I think that ties it all up here, Max, 3-3.
Wow.
And, here we go. Greg's like, I don't care if Brandon Shuff is the defending champion.
Right.
Kind of like that.
I want to bring this title down to Newport News.
Yeah.
Club. That old Virginia trophy down there. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. He seems like a good guy. I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting him yet, but he did pop in and hand off his bio, and like I said, good penmanship. And,
he's a great pool hall owner. I went in there with Nick Varner once Nick was, bringing his cues in and stuff, but he was such a great host. He calls me every now and then. Yeah, we had a great time, when you came to come on back. He's just like really stays in touch and stuff. Business is doing pretty good down there. The Obelisk Club. It's a nice place.
He's going to come up dry. This match might actually be decided by who's able to make a ball on the break first. Both players are obviously playing pretty good, and I think it's going to be a matter of whether somebody squanders their ability to break and moving around and deciding where they hit on the head ball and what speed and what angle they're going to come from. I think the person who figures it out first could win this match easily. It might be put them as a 3-game favorite if they find it out first and the other player doesn't pick it up.
Very well could. See, I would have fired that 1-9 combo, just let it ride. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Look at this.
Now that's a little bit of a curious shot. I don't know whether I agree with it. I for one probably would have looked to play an all-out safe and get the two balls, the 7 and the 8, that are right beside the side pocket, and the 2 is below them now, or in between the rail. That would have been my victims there, I think.
Shows you the mode that he's in. Well, that's kind of a built-in position when he shot that bank. He's been playing a lot of one pocket. He's probably feeling pretty salty about his banks, you know.
Yeah. Well, Greg played a pretty smart shot there too. Yeah, I think if had he known where he was going with that shot, he might have decided to shoot that a little bit differently. I don't think I agree with lagging that down there. Nothing
he may
good.
have been trying to make it. Yeah, make it and run out. He's going for that run out.
Yeah, yeah. I think the idea of setting it down in the corner pocket was not on his mind, and he sees that now.
That one, it's hard to say from back here though. But if he could have gone 2 rails with high right for shape on the 3 in the corner, but again, it was maybe a little straighter than I could tell.
Table number 10, Dana Machad, Bill Duggan.
It's kind of tricky here. Wow. Just trying to play safe. Didn't really move the cue ball where he wanted. Brandon got some work to do.
Well, I think he wanted to take care of that 7 right away there.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I agree with that. I think I would have tried to pluck it somehow or get in behind it off of the 6, even though the 9's there. I might have, it's a little touchy. But he could have also chose to shoot it down in the corner. There were some things there. And great Steve Miserak used to just sit with me and watch matches, and I watch him, and he would always say, never ever touch a ball unless you absolutely have to. It's easier to get in behind it than it is to try and bump it most times. And he practiced what he preached, and obviously won a lot of tournaments.
He's unreal. That Miz.
Miz.
That's cool that you guys were friends. Got to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Very cool. We were friendly. We didn't hang out a whole lot, but he was a super cool guy. Did you ever see his ring, the New Jersey Hall of Fame gold ring that he had?
The big one?
New Jersey Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Good ring. Good ring. One of my favorite stories about Steve is we're at the bicycle club, and they gave us this lousy food at this banquet. I mean, it was horrible. And Steve's looking at me, and he goes, "Can you believe this?" And it was the LA Commerce Club, and he didn't like sushi. He didn't want this sushi. He didn't like it, and he goes, "Let's get out of here and get a burger. Go to In-N-Out Burger. Go down the street here." I said, "Sure, let's go head down there." And he starts ordering some food, and I shut up, and he's talking to me, and he's so hungry. He's talking to me, and he takes the corner and takes his rent-a-car into the side of the garbage pail, the garbage bin, and it just rips a big hole in the side of the car. And Steve's looking, and he looks out the driver's side mirror, and he goes, or the passenger side mirror, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, it's just a scratch." And I'm looking, and it's ripping a big hole in his rent-a-car. and he's just gassing it through, and he gets the food and eats, and he never looked at the rent-a-car a bit. And I got out of the rent-a-car, and I mean, there was a 3-foot gash from this pole that they have that they lift up the garbage bins had ripped in the side of this thing. And I said, "Well, there's a man who likes his In-N-Out Burger right there."
Don't sweat the small stuff, right?
Yeah. It's just a rent-a-car. It wasn't his.
That's funny. He could have probably bought the whole fleet anyway.
Yeah. I think that Steve probably surpassed selling a few 100,000 cues with his name on them. He's actually a walking testament as to why you want to brand your own name. Players that are starting to do that are realizing that they want to be in control of the business that they're in instead of trying to get a sponsorship from somebody.
Right.
And Steve was the first one to really grab the hold of that idea. Great Minnesota Fats, Willie Moscone. They merely just lent their name, and that's where that went. But when Steve came along, he really said, hey, look, this is going to be my cue. I'm going to have the sales force. The sales force is going to work for me, not the other way around.
Right. That's great.
And, learned a lot from him. Guys that are doing that nowadays, Nick Varner.
Yeah.
Typical example of somebody who's, in charge of his own fleet of people that sell his products instead of the other way around. Somebody that has a company and says, hey, Nick, let us use your name, and then after we market you for 2 or 3 years, we'll let you go.
Right.
They're saying, no, I'll be the one. If I miss a ball, it's me that has to answer to missing the ball, to myself.
Yeah, for sure. Nick had been with a few companies before. I guess he figured out what he wanted to do with branding his own name.
Well, it's smart. Not everybody's going to have a chance to do it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's players out there that, rightfully so, they're striving to get a sponsor from, cue company, table company, any billiard supply, and that's smart because it takes a lot of money to start your own companies. It takes a lot of equity.
A lot of work too.
Yeah, that's not something where you just open up shop and say, hey, this is me. You better know how to sell product, inventory it, run a business. Here we are talking about that little stuff, and Brandon's just running out again. Maybe our producer will let us know what the exact score is here. See if we can talk him into getting us.
This is pretty routine here. A little low, draw back, back out. Oh, I guess he didn't have the angle for that, so he went around. He makes his mind up pretty quick.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's like we were saying. I think he's such a good stroke that he understands exactly, where his stroke is going to be, how it's going to feel, and he just emulates it and executes it so fast. It's ridiculous. It's not like Luke Salva's fast, but he's fast.
I'd like to play in some speed pool tournaments.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Well, I wanted to kind of let everybody know about our sponsors. Doing a free live stream here, we get a lot of sponsors that help us out here. We have McDermott Cues, Simona's Cloth, Tight Rack. We also have Entrust Wealth Management, and Arrow Funds, and Dorsey Wright. And on top of it, we also have the Pool Room, Diamond Billiard Products. And both Diamond Billiards and Diamond Billiard Products, that list of sponsors have come together and helped make this event possible for us all to sit here and enjoy free live streaming pool. So I just wanted to take a second to thank them.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks to all those sponsors.
Not going to ask you guys to support them, but if you're going to make a purchase in the future, maybe at least consider some of our fine sponsors, and at least give them a look-see, give them a fair shake here. So what it's all about. If you like what you're watching, please don't hesitate to contact some of the sponsors. Let them know that Josh Dickerson did a great job at promoting this event, and hopefully you enjoy Inside Pool's production of the event as well. And Max Everly, his efforts in combination with Alvin Nelson have actually made this all possible. So for us, all of us at Inside Pool, we wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, JR.
You're welcome.
Thanks for publishing a great magazine as well, Inside Pool Magazine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We work hard at it.
And it's exciting, the online version of the magazine where you can just click in and watch videos, boom, boom, boom.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty innovative, pretty cool.
Thanks. Well, that got away from him. He got a bad kiss on that. And I think Brandon's going to take advantage of this here. Pretty open table. Yeah, we're really excited about the whole online with the video. All the matches from this we're recording them and we're putting them and publishing them into the online magazine. And you can receive that just by going to InsidePoolMag.com, and at the same time, you know, it's free. It's free, so you don't have to, you know, pay a lot of money to enjoy the best sport in the world. It's coming right to your email box. You know, you can sign up. We'll send a magazine reminder to you when it gets uploaded for viewing. And it, you know, it has all the great little zooming and, you know, flip page and share with your friends. We put it on Facebook and a bunch of other places, but for the most part, you know, we want this to be something where sponsors, you know, that list of sponsors that come to the event or that have done this sponsorship of the event, we need them to know that they aren't just donating to an event. There's actually a chance that people can, by the hundreds of thousands, can actually see their product or have the ability to purchase their product with one click of a mouse while watching a video. And that's important because, you know, right now, let's face it, we missed the big boom that happened in the sports marketing world, you know, in the late 90s and early 2000s. And we have to use the internet to kind of promote our sport. Without that, we're going to be left in the dust. We're going to be, you know, a fourth or fifth level sport that may never get beyond rattling our tin cup to, you know, sponsors that, you know, want to basically ignore us and get rid of us. So they might give us a, you know, a few pennies here and there. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Brent did make quick work of that. If our producer Alvin would confirm, I believe the score is 5-3.
Well, I think it's a viable option for sponsors to look at pool because of the amount of people they can reach with all the millions and millions of eyeballs around the world. I think it's a legitimate outlet for them.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, not only are the demographics right for the sport, but now with this particular model that we have in place where these videos are going to be viewed by 700,000 downloaders of the magazine, it makes it pennies per million. It really does. It's at this point here, we're pennies per thousand, I'm sorry. And basically, you know, we're hoping that this, in conjunction with the fact that the sport is so popular, that, you know, that'll help bring some more sponsorship dollars in because the sponsors will actually get a return on investment. But we'll see. We're very optimistic. If anything, we're all going to get to see a lot of good pool.
Right? Little high right, float out one rail.
Yeah, I think so. I would stay away from the left-hand English here because I don't think he will ever get back.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, you know.
I'm wrong again.
See, I don't know whether he's going to get back online fast enough. See, he's shaking his head. He wanted to be a little bit closer so that he could be in control when he did this next shot.
Oh. That's 7. Yeah, I guess it does go.
Well, he had to be on a good line to make get himself comfortable. It must have been a hanger. It looks like he could have drove a truck through there as fast as he shot it. And all right. So I believe I'm just getting notification that is actually 7-3. For anybody that thought that we knew it all, Max, you know, prove him wrong. Well, I'm anxious to see if Brandon's going to be able to make a ball here. I want to see which side he goes on. He's breaking. Okay, so he's on the hand side, and he's hit him a little bit harder. He didn't care whether the cue ball went to the rail. And he's come up dry yet again. For those of you just tuning in, you're watching the Virginia State 9-Ball Championship. We're here at Diamond Billiards in Midlothian, Virginia. I'm J.R. Calvert with Inside Pool Magazine. Joining me here in the booth is Max Eberly.
Hello.
Max, What do you think about the way these balls are breaking on this table? I don't think it has anything to do with the rack. I mean, it's showing how consistent the rack is, of course. I think it's just that the players haven't found a formula yet on how to, decode how to break this rack.
I haven't seen enough to judge because every player breaks differently. So, and I haven't been out there looking at how they break on the real table. Just been watching it from here, but it doesn't look super easy, which is good,
Yeah, I'll be honest. I always will try and power the break the first 3 or 4 racks just to see if that's where it's at. I mean,
right.
Percentages and a life of breaking the balls firm lets you think that that's the way to go. But this might be one of those tables where you hit half speed, draw your cue ball to the rail, and use that cut break in a certain way, and you might make 2 or 3 balls.
Right.
There's something about this table, the way it's breaking, that's telling me I've seen everybody try and muscle them. Nobody's found that secret formula
right.
yet.
Like they always do in the U.S. Open, right? Somebody finds it.
Yeah, it usually is Corey Deuel, too. So. Well, that was a great shot. I swear that cue ball came within 1/8 of an inch of hitting the 7 ball when he pocketed that 1. Now, do you think that there's a shot here for him to make the 9? It really doesn't look like there's anything there.
If he could reach it, he'd elevate, barely hit the left edge of the 2 with a masse, hook around into the 9, cut it perfectly into the side.
And there might be a built-in safety there if he's able to, keep the cue with the 9 ball after that. You know what I mean? That's where you hit it on the way in, and the 9 might come out and double kiss. And you might be able to build in a safety there. But for my money, I'll be honest, I think I'm going to look at nicking that 2 as hair thin as I can, and maybe hitting a little bit of low right and trying to get underneath that 6 ball. Go 1 or 2 rails down below the 6. Because I think that the 8 ball might be able to be in the way.
He might be shooting at this 2. I think it might go by the 9. Into the side.
He might be. Good call. And he caught a little piece of it.
Smell some good food over here at Diamond Billiards. It's making me hungry.
Yeah, our guest, our host makes some great food. Anybody that has a chance to stop in at Diamond Billiards when they're in the Richmond area should definitely do so. The tables are kept in immaculate condition, and not only is everybody friendly, but the food is fantastic.
They came in the night before the tournament, the guy who does the tables, and took off the tabletops, stretched the cloth again, did all this stuff to make sure they were perfect, re-leveled them. Awesome. Real late on Friday night.
That's a good shot. It's not as perfect as he'd like, but I think he'll be able to work his way through it.
Definitely on the other side of the night, If he got in there.
He's going to go a la Bustamante here, possibly. Showing a lot of reserve here. I mean, I like the way he's taking his time. He's got himself into a problem here, but he knows he should just settle down, make the 8, roll it in, and then take his shot on the 9. See if his cue ball only moves forward an inch or two after this. Yeah. See, he just played that shot with the best percentage.
Yep.
Well, looks like it's 8-3, Max.
Pretty commanding lead here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think that this is a fair representation of Greg Ferguson. I'm looking at his bio here, and I'm going, "Why this guy is impressive." And I think a few bad shots and a few good rolls have lopsided this a little bit more than what we think. Somebody actually made a ball. And I think he might be able to make this one ball. It's really close. Yeah, I mean, it was really close.
Here's a shot I like. No, he missed. Okay, I thought he made it. I was looking at the 2 and drawing back for the 3.
Gotcha.
Well, here it is, same shot. How precise can he get on the short side of the 3?
I'm 2 rails out for the 4. And he tried to cheat it and ended up.
Yeah.
Maybe this might be his last shot of the match if Brandon is able to get down on that 3. And I honestly see that he has to get where his left hand was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think there's still room to go by there. Well, not anymore. He might have a hard time now. Well, I think he's just going to tie the ball up if I know Brandon. Okay, he's going to tie it up and he's going to make Greg see if he can, make him make the mistake.
There's a trick shot there. Hit the 4 ball super hard into the rail and have it come out of the rail and hit the 8 in the left side pocket. The opposite side.
I think he's just going to try and cut the 4 down a little bit with the high left, and he's going to take the cue back across table and let it on the other side of the 7, and see if the 8 ball doesn't. I couldn't tell whether he hit it, but it sure looks like the balls are in a different position.
Little game of cat and mouse.
That's a good shot. That's about the best he was going to do there. He could try and get behind a 9, but he's probably just as good to let it go, because at this point here, I think Greg's going to shoot at this ball, and I think he's going to miss it.
I don't know if he can even see it, though. If he can get around that 9.
Yeah.
Well, your prediction came true.
Still not proof that I know everything yet.
J.R.
I'll still be
Nostradamus.
searching for that later. All right. Well, it's not over yet.
Still looking for the proof that
Still,
you know everything.
I'll be busy for a while on that one. I think I might find evidence to the contrary as this match unfolds, so I might be finished here within minutes. Well, he played that shot correctly. That was, fairly cut and dry. But the thing is, if you're Greg, what speed do you kick this ball at? Do you hit it 1 rail or 2? Well, he chose not to hit it. That's a bold strategy. See if it pays off.
Just might throw him for a loop here. Interesting spot, but he doesn't care.
You know, and I think Brandon's on the 50 here. I think he's all right. Don't get me wrong, but, you know, one or the other there. You know, he's not all right. And that bold strategy of, you know, choosing not to hit the 5 ball paid off for Greg.
That's right, we're learning something here.
Sometimes ball in hand is a trap.
He is playing just almost as fast as Luke Salvis. I think it's catching up to him here and there.
You know, and to a certain degree, now that one there might sting.
Yeah,
I think he's going to go ahead and give the match there to Brandon, closing it out at 9-3. You know, honestly, I think at this point here, I got to say that Greg plays much better than what we have seen here.
I don't know how much he practices. He does run a pool hall down there in Newport News, off the club.
You know, and this is just a feeling that I got from watching that match, is that Greg was intimidated a little bit more by the cameras. And that happens to players. They get out in the light, they're, you know, suddenly the center of attention, and they're nervous. And they don't know why they're nervous, and they shoot fast. They want to get away from the table as fast as they can, you know. And he had that about him. I think he plays a lot better than that, and I think it'd be pretty unfair for us to judge him on that performance, is all I'm going to say. So, but you know, Brandon Shuff did come through. Pretty commanding victory there, 9-3. Any thoughts that you have on this break, though? What do you think's coming out of this?
No, we'll just wait and see. I think he's got to find a spot. He's controlling the cue ball all right. You know.
Well, Max, why don't you take us out of here, and we'll let the fine folks see what our producer Alvin Nelson is going to serve us up with, and at the same time, you know, see if there's anything that we can plan on coming up for the next match afterwards.
All right, well, special thanks to all the sponsors and our viewers, Aero Funds, Trust Wealth Management, Diamond Billiards, McDermott Cues, Simonis Cloth, Diamond Billiard Products, Tight Rack, Poolschool.info, ProPool.com, Inside Pool Magazine, Definitive Synergy POS Billiard Management Software. Thanks to Alvin Nelson for producing this, World Alvin, and thanks to J.R. Calvert for putting this stream on and for hosting this stream. So, my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. And, well, folks, stay tuned. I'm sure Alvin will serve us up some nice videos while Josh Dickerson gets us another match. Take care, folks.
Cool, man.